Hi students, I am Aruna, lecturer in Sarsiar College for Women. Today we are going to discuss about events. This is the last topic in this unit. Event. Events are the things that happen to HTML elements. An event is any change that the user makes to the state of the browser. An HTML element can be something the browser does or something a user does. When a JavaScript is used in HTML pages, JavaScript can react on these events. When an event occurs, JavaScript can be executed. Like when a user clicks on the HTML element. To execute code when a user clicks on the element, add JavaScript code to HTML event attribute, where we have to write this code in HTML with event attribute. Event equals to JavaScript. We are executing these events with language JavaScript. That's why we use script tag for representing this. These are the examples for HTML events. An HTML web page has finished loading, or else an HTML input field was changed, an HTML button was clicked. When a user clicks the mouse, when a web page has been loaded, when an image has been loaded, when we move the mouse over an element, changing an input fields, submitting forms, or user keystrokes. These are all examples of HTML events. JavaScript lets you to execute code when events are detected. For executing these codes, when a user clicks on an element, we add this JavaScript code to an HTML event attribute. That is, we can place this element, whatever the HTML element, event equals to JavaScript, maybe with single quotes or double quotes. For example, here I am using on click. Yes, here I am using on click. Now I am using element as button, button on click equals to some alert message hi, say hi, close button. If I press on that hi button, then we will get a alert message hi. This is an event occurrence. Okay. These are some input events, mouse events, click events. So first one is on click and the next one is on double click. These two are click events. When a user clicks, then these events occurs. On click occurs when element is clicked. Similarly, double click when element is double clicked. Next one is on focus, on blur, on submit. These are input events. On focus, when an input field gets focus, this on focus event is used. Occurs when an element get focus such as button, input, text area, etc. All these we use on focus. Event is on focus. Previous event is on double click or else on click event, on blur event, on sub event equals to whatever message we want to write on that event, we can write there. Next one is on blur. When a user leaves an input field, occurs when form loses the focus from an element. Then we use on blur event. Similarly, for submitting a form, we use on submit. Event occurs when a mouse is moved over an element. Then we use on mouse over event. Next one is on mouse out. Occurs when mouse is moved out from an element. If we remove the mouse from the element, then we will get this. Next one is on mouse down. Occurs when mouse button is pressed over an element. On mouse up occurs when the mouse is released from an element. On mouse over, on mouse out, on mouse down, on mouse up, all these are mouse events. Next one is on load, unload. This comes under load events. When we loaded a page or unloading a page, when the page has been loaded, we use onload. When the browser closes the document, then we use unload. Onload occurs when object, document or frame set is loaded. On unloaded occurs when an body or frame set is unloaded. Next one is on scroll. Occurs when the document is scrolled. Resized. When the document is resized. Reset. Occurs when the form is reset. Next one is on key down. When a key is being pressed, it occurs. On key press, when the user presses the key. On key up occurs when the key is released. The previous are all input events, mouse events, clickable events and load events. Let's see the example for these events. HTML attributes. Here I am using on-click event. Assign an on-click event to a button element. For that we have to write button on-click equals to display date close button option. In this example, a function named display date will be executed when the button is clicked. Okay. Next one is onload and unload events. The onload and unload events are triggered when a user enters or leaves the page. When a page has been loaded, then we use onload event. When a browser closes the document, then we use unload event. Okay. The onload event can be used to check the visitor's browser type and browser version and load the proper version of the web page based on the information. For that we have to write body. The event name is onload equals to check status. Next one is on change event. The on change event is often used in a combination with validation of input fields. If I want to change the name of the person or ID of the person I entered in lowercase letters, if I want to change them as uppercase letters or as uppercase letters want to change in a lowercase letters, text fields has to be changed. For all these we use on change event. On change changes the content of an input field. The uppercase function will be called when a user changes the content of the input field. Here in this example, I am taking type text IDF name on change uppercase. Okay. Let's see the example for these events. Here I am using a function loaded, show loaded. Here I am using alert. The page has loaded. Similarly, unload function. Page is unloaded. Next I am using function clicked. Next function is mouse in. Next function is mouse out. Okay. Now I am using onload event. What it will do? It will load the page. In this I am calling show loaded function. What is there in a show loaded function? In that function I have taken an alert message. The page has loaded. When we execute this in our browser, then it will show the page is loaded. Similarly, unloaded. Here I am using a hyperlink. That I am using on mouse over. I am calling mouse in method. Similarly, mouse out. Event is on mouse out. Method is mouse out. Input type equals to, I'm using button. Value equals to click me. On click event equals to clicked method. The output of the program. Okay, page has loaded. If you observe here, on load, show loaded function. What is there in a show loaded function? The page has loaded. Yes? Okay. Here I placed a hyperlink. If I place the mouse on that hyperlink, mouse in. If I remove the mouse from the hyperlink, then it will show mouse out. Let's see it. Yes, this is mouse in. The mouse is over the link. The mouse is away from the link. This is mouse out. Here I have used a button click me. If I click on that, click function will be activated and we will get this message. You clicked the button. Hope you all understand the events. These are the FAQs in this unit. Explain about objects in JavaScript. Next one is, what is regular expression? Explain regular expressions in JavaScript. Definition of regular expression, and we have seen regular expression functions, grammars. We have to write all this. Write about exception handling. We have seen the exception methods like try, catch, finally statements. Next one is built-in objects. We have different types of built-in objects like window objects, navigator object, form object, date objects, all this. Write about events. Now we learned about events. Thank you.